It was the morning of April 20th, and I had just left the driveway. I stopped at the end of the road to check on a neighbor's house. They had been out of town, and their house had been broken into previously. As I stopped to look at their house, I noticed an orange glow out of the corner of my eye, and that's when I looked over and saw that Mr. and Mrs. Boling's house was fully engulfed in flame. I advised regional dispatch that the house was occupied and I was making entry. I went to the front door, and the door was unlocked. I made entry, and at that point I could see that the wall directly inside the entryway was on fire, and that the living room and the entryway had already had a smoke towards the ceiling. Upon entry, a young man that was asleep on the couch had jumped up, and he directed me to the Boling's bedroom that was on the second story.
We were both asleep, and Colin, our grandson, was downstairs, and we were asleep
on the couch.
We were asleep upstairs.
I went to the top of the stairs, and the first room on the right was the room I went to, and that turned out to be Mr. and Mrs. Boling's room.
Next thing we knew was Ryan was in our bedroom shouting, get up, your house was on fire."
They jumped up pretty quick, needless to say. We made it downstairs and out into the roadway away from the house itself, waited for the fire department.
When I looked back, well, it seemed like the whole back of the house was on fire.
The fire department arrived shortly after that. I know that several different agencies arrived because of the nature of the fire. And we stood and watched as the fire department tended to the fire. They were able to control the fire and actually maintain the property because of the amount of personnel they had on the scene.
He got us away, and he got our grandson out of the house. You know, we lost probably 90 to 95% of everything, but we're all still here, and we're thankful for that. Ryan was wonderful.
When I got there were already some firefighters there that were making their initial fire attack, so I just started assisting with that. After we got the initial fire knocked down, I learned that Trooper Winters was the first responding unit on his way to work, and later learned from other fire department members that he was the one that went into the residence and saved their lives.
Ryan is a trooper who has a servant's heart. I think it is very representative of the character of the troopers we have on our department overall. And Ryan is just, he works very hard to serve the community. He's somebody that will do anything, whether he's locking up a criminal that he finds on a traffic stop, whether he's working the road in the middle of a snowstorm, or whether he's doing something like this where he sees a family in need and goes to their aid. He is just always somebody who's there for the community.
If he wouldn't have been there that morning, or basically, I guess, risked his life to go inside and make sure everybody was out, we probably would have at least 2, if not 3 fatalities out of the deal. Ryan
Winters put another family's safety above his own life and safety, and to me, that's a hero. There are 3 people that are walking the earth today because Ryan valued their lives ahead of his own, and to me, that's heroic, bottom line. Knowing that Officer Winters would basically risk his own life to save somebody else's just speaks the kind of person that he is.
He saved 3 of our townspeople and friends.
Throughout the course of my career, the good Lord has always put me in the right place at the right time. And if you look back on that morning with all the factors that were in play, there's no question that everything on that morning happened for a reason. In terms of timing, the perfect timing. So when I look back on that morning, I realized that, that was just where I needed to be at that time. The true reward was the safety of the Bolings. Them being out of the house uninjured is the true reward in this.